Can you get knocked down by life and get back up time and time again? Life ain't always easy and is guaranteed to knock you around a bunch of times, sometimes more than you think you can handle. But if you're resilient, you can dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge and get past these setbacks much faster and more confident and live out a better future without it leaving you feeling like there's no hope or no point. Now, if you want to live your best life without wasting time, grab my free life map below. Myriad chronic health issues left me absolutely flawed for years. And while I had the hope that I would get out of that and get back to my best, it's taken way longer than I ever expected. Almost 16 years now, but I am still happier now than I have ever been, more resilient than ever. And even when I have a bad day or a bad week, I'm back and ready to go with more vigor than life ever before. Like jumping out of bed, ready to go. I'm used to the ups and downs of my health and its impact on my life. And now I just roll with it, just like I'm on a wave. Sometimes you're at the top and sometimes you're at the bottom and sometimes you're tumbling down because you just got smashed. But you don't have to dwell on it and get depressed. I just get on with it. And when I come out the other side, I'm back, I'm ready to go. I'm straight into it again. I don't live in the past. I just let it go and I go straight through to it. I've practiced these strategies for a lot of years, so now they just run within me and keep me mentally strong anytime anything happens, ready to step up. So try these things and see for yourself. So number one, the most important thing is get used to living with change and expect it. I have gone about my life looking for change. I wasn't happy with myself when I finished school. I was shy. I didn't like who I was. So I went and threw myself into the most difficult situations possible. And I challenged myself constantly, pushing myself out of my comfort zone to see what would happen. I'll just go and try things. I might not be ready for it, but I'm sure I'm going to learn along the way. And that led me to going and working at a summer camp when I was 19 in the US. Then moving over to Sydney from Perth when I was 21 because my mate was moving over and I thought it sounded interesting. Working on a cruise ship when I was 23, working out in the remote mining villages up in northwest WA. I've done so many different jobs and so many different things that I am adaptable. I often call myself a chameleon because I can just get used to being in a different situation with different people very quickly. And a lot of that has come out of practice. The more I've changed, the easier it is for me to be able to get used to change. And rather than waiting for life to just change on me, waiting for life to happen, I'm kind of dictating where I'm going with life. I'm choosing my direction. I'm choosing the adventure that I'm going on. And when I am going on that adventure, stuff is going to happen along the way. And this is what happens with life anyway. You can just go about your business, living your life, not necessarily thinking about anything, but just going about day to day, and stuff is going to happen. Unfortunately, people are going to get sick, people are going to die, there's going to be car accidents, there's going to be parties, and then there's going to be funerals. There's going to be all sorts of things that happen, and that's fine. Can you be used to those sort of things? Sure. The more you're used to change happening, the easier it is to get used to change happening. The more you're used to change happening, the less you are shaken when you are going through those changes. Change builds up resilience incredibly fast because you're now used to whatever happening and just being able to go with the flow, being able to relax into it, being able to relax and just go with the flow of life no matter what it's going to happen. And it's going to happen. So step number 2, I recommend doing hard things, practicing difficult things so you get used to, let's say you get used to suffering, you get used to pain, you get used to discipline. You get used to doing things that you don't necessarily want to do. What do I mean by hard things? Maybe you start a business. Maybe you do an endurance race. Like it could be, like a 10K could be a endurance race for you. A marathon, a triathlon, a adventure race. Anything like that could be difficult for you. But what else is hard? Like, what do you see as a hard thing? Sometimes we don't do things or we don't try things because we think it's going to be too hard or it might take too many years. But if you did something that took you years and years, but at the end of it, you got a result that was just groundbreaking, wouldn't that be worth it? I watched a video the other day of a guy who decided to go and hike Mount Everest. No climbing experience, but he did it because he wanted to impress a girl. He wanted a girl to go out with him. He's like, I will hike up Mount Everest for you. And you think about that. Is that a hard thing? Yeah. A tiny percentage of people in the world would even be prepared to even consider doing something like that. Now, I'm not saying you have to take on Mount Everest, but figure out something hard, something that is just going to be a challenge, a push, a stretch for you. If you can do that hard thing, you can get used to doing more hard things, because by doing more hard things, you build resilience, you build discipline, you build strength of character, power of will. I know that going through and doing difficult things in my life has built my strength and my resilience. And I know it will work for you as well. So let's move on to number 3. I want you to fail more. I want you to try things and not succeed at them. And then go back and try something different. And it could be trying a different activity or just a different approach on that activity. It took Colonel Sanders 1,009 rejections before he finally got someone to say yes to his magic KFC chicken recipe. 1,009 no's. That guy failed 1,009 times before he got there. How many times have you failed before you gave up? Probably not that many. He's not the only one. There have been so many people out there who just keep on going and going and trying that thing and trying again and trying again and trying again. Think about this YouTube channel. I've been doing YouTube on and off since 2009, I believe. And I wasn't purposeful in what I was doing most of the time. I was putting videos together to be able to support other projects that I did. This time around, I'm doing YouTube for YouTube with one purpose in mind. And you know what? At the very start, it is not going anywhere near as well as I would like it to. But because I am doing it, I am getting better all the time. I'm getting better at talking to the camera. I'm getting better at the thumbnails, the lighting, the audio, the editing. I'm improving constantly. Am I looking at that negative setback of having 0 views on a video and just beating myself up over it? No, it's like, all right, cool, I failed. What can I do better this time? How can I make it a little bit better? One of the things that I teach in my Life Map program is a process I like to call try, test, tweak, and try again. Just changing your approach a little bit to get a slightly different result. Personally, I'm all about trying to improve 1% per day. 1% per day. Over 100 days, do you improve by 100%? No, because it is exponential. It compounds on top of itself. So you get this growth because you are constantly working and constantly getting feedback. And while you might fail, you use that failure to like, all right, what could I do better this time? What didn't work so well? What could I improve upon a little bit? Failure is a good thing because it gives you the feedback of what to change to make it better the next time. See, life is going to happen whether you go for it or you hold back. One is on your terms, and the other is you just dealing with whatever happens in life. So be okay with life throwing curveballs at you because it's going to happen. And swing at those curveballs really fast and hard so you bounce back and you move forward much faster and you avoid staying down. Setbacks ain't always setbacks. Setbacks sometimes just feedback. Use that feedback, and if you fail, try, test, tweak, try again, and fail forward. Now, if you want to win this year, despite any setbacks, build the strongest resilience you can, join my free 28-day coaching program. And in my Life Map, I will show you how to design, build, and live the life that you really want. To be able to build discipline, good habits, and be so resilient no matter what happens in your life. Join us on the link below. I'll see you on the inside.